He sure is, and there's a little bit of an unspoken rule, isn't there, with this elite field, DD, where if you're 5, you don't want to be the guy or the woman that was never seen at the front. I mean, certainly that's a smart place, but if you take a turn at the front, you get some street cred, you get a little bit of a respect from your friends, your competitors at this moment. It doesn't mean you have to stay there, but they've all cycled through natural, normal, something that we expect to see, and then we come back, and the rest of the race has to play out still. But let's watch this aid station. Clavel coming through, grabbing something. He's in the pole position. That means he's the first person to get what he needs, address his situation, and then we look back to those behind.
Well, that is sort of, as you mentioned, Michael, the pole position. That's the position you want to be in as you enter the aid station. If you're in a large pack and you're rolling through, and the athletes ahead of you have basically emptied the hands of every volunteer, in the game of musical chairs, you're going to be the one left without nutrition there. So a group of 5, lots of great volunteers out there today to help these athletes out. So athletes getting the nutrition and hydration that they need, and they all make their way through. This group of 5 still well intact. All right, it's a great shot. Everyone riding that legal distance. Again, mindful of not only Cam Wurf, but who's he bringing with him is the question probably on their minds, and when that train is going to come through, and who's going to be in it, and how that's going to change the race dynamic. And that's going to happen potentially as they're making that climb to Haug, when Jan Frodeno mentioned the apples drop and a lot of things start to happen.
The outbound section of the 140.6 mile total race miles here is a very fast one. They're riding along with a 5-knot tailwind at the moment through the Waikoloa village. As they approach Puako just before Kauai High, the temperature out there is 24 degrees right now, heading up to 80 degrees in the Fahrenheit range here. But once they get up to Harvey Town, the winds are going to change and come out of the east at 20 knots. So just after Kauai High, the race is really going to heat up. The elements will take over this course, and that's exactly what we know. This course might not be the hardest course in the world, but the elements can really affect it.
The elements can, and again, we can see already that the humidity, we had a little bit of rain this morning, and that took the humidity up a bit. We see a lot of sweating going on with these athletes, and we know that it's hot. We know that it's humid, and as they get to Hawaii, as you mentioned, Greg, we're going to see them face a little bit of wind out there today, but it wouldn't be Hawaii without all of those things.
As we look at this group of 5 up front, Maurice Clavel